So this morning, Disney CEO Bob Iger officially announced that the next series of Star Wars films to be released will be the Benioff and Weiss trilogy, which is, for those of you who don't know, those are the untitled Star Wars films that are slated for release in 2022, 2024, and 2026, so every 2 years. And a lot of people think that just because Benioff and Weiss's trilogy is already slated for a theatrical release, automatically assumes that Rian Johnson's trilogy is canceled. That is not the case. And it's starting to get to a point where, like, I know, we don't like Rian Johnson. I don't like Rian Johnson. There's some people who do. Some people do like The Last Jedi. A lot of people don't, but a lot of people do. And it's just really irritating when everyone is just coming out and just saying, like, oh, that means your Rian Johnson trilogy is canceled. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It could be, they could have it released afterwards, further down the line, which would be strange to be planning 10 years in advance, but we got the MCU, so it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. But then again, it could also be on Disney Plus. It could be just a direct to stream, and it might not even be a trilogy. It might just be one film. Who knows? But I think it's really irresponsible to be jumping the gun like that and just assuming that it's going to be canceled, because honestly, if it's just my opinion, I think that I would prefer to just wait until Rian Johnson says it himself that his trilogy is canceled. Otherwise, no. I would rather him address it. I would rather it be official before ever jumping that gun ever again. It's just really annoying, because you see it like every few months it comes back again, and it's just, it not only fuels the trolls, it also just fuels just unnecessary anger that it hasn't been canceled already. It's just really annoying. So I just want to get that out there. I want to get that out of the way. But moving forward, speaking of the Benioff and Weiss trilogy, now, because of what Game of Thrones has become, there's one more episode left, so we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But based on the leaks, which most of them have been true so far, it doesn't look that good. And they're also in the camp of subverting expectations as well, much like Rian Johnson. So it seems like, is there any winning here? Is there? It just seems like, is Benioff and Weiss really competent in what they're doing? When they're coming up with their own material? Have we really seen very much from them, aside from Game of Thrones recently? I don't know. A quick IMDb search will probably do the trick, but I don't feel like looking it up right now, so all I got is Game of Thrones, and so far, they did a great job at first, then they sucked at the end when they had to come up with their own stuff, because George R.R. Martin is lazy and won't finish his books. But whatever, that's another video for another day, probably next week. But anyways, I want to know what you guys think about this news. It's not something that was very surprising. It was pretty obvious from the beginning. And what do you guys think about waiting until news on Rian Johnson's trilogy comes out? Because right now I don't think they're focused on it, because I don't think it's quite there yet in terms of, like it's not next on their mind. Right now they're thinking about, episode 9, then Benioff and Weiss, maybe, and The Mandalorian, and there's another live-action TV series aside from the Prince Caspian guy from Rogue One. There's gonna be like a third one, so that'll be interesting to see where that goes, especially after what happens with The Mandalorian, because that looks amazing. What do you guys think about the future of Star Wars? What do you think about Benioff and Weiss after what's happened with Game of Thrones? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, hit the like button, and if you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button. My feelings won't be hurt. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much, and have a great day.